Hello, everybody. Good day to you all. Today I'm talking about The Boys, season number 5, episode number 8, Blood and Bone. This is the series finale. Things come to an end. The final battle. Things wrap up. And I gotta say, this episode it was okay. I mean, it wasn't mind-blowing or anything. It wasn't great. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was like, eh. But this season as a whole hasn't been all that great. It had moments here and there that actually I did enjoy. And some episodes I said, okay. But then a lot of the episodes I just, when it got close to the end, I was like this. Well, that was something. This episode had a lot of conveniences in it. Things that wrapped up that pretty easily because they had to wrap it up. I mean, this episode felt like it was rushed. It felt like this didn't feel like the first written episode. I think this season was going to go a different direction, and I think it had something to do with Gen V. I think Gen V was the big thing that's going to be part of this whole entire world. Marie Monroe is going to be like a bigger part of this. She's going to be the one who's pretty much take down Homelander, or probably possibly bend his blood to take out the Compound V, so make him like normal, and they could just kill him. Something like that. Something supposed to happen. But because Gen V got canceled, because this is what it's going. This is how I think it's going to go down. I probably completely butt wrong on this one, but this is what I'm thinking. Gen V was supposed to continue the story. So Marie Monroe get the training from she got in Gen V, get stronger, get more powerful, come back as their ace in the hole, help take down Homelander, and then the consequences is going to carry on until Gen V. And then you see that world build, and it's going to carry on from there as the next generation. But Gen V got canceled. And then like this, so they probably had all this stuff written out, all this stuff planned, everything was done. They were high-fiving each other, and then Gen V got canceled. And they was like this, what? And so now they had to redo everything and then come up with something on the fly. And just to end it. Because they was on a deadline, and so they redo everything all over again. And I think this is the result of that. Because it wasn't like the worst thing. It was the worst thing ever, but it wasn't that great either. The acting on the show has always been great. So the writing is not as great all the time. Sometimes the dialogue isn't that good, but most of the time, but the acting, even though the dialogue may be ccrappy, maybe they say something really weird, the actors commit to it, and they make sure they try to sell it as hard as they can. And they put their talent and effort into it, making sure that it comes off. Sometimes it's like hit or miss because the humor isn't quite there. Like whatever, but because sometimes because even in this episode here, they try to go for the shock so much to make you say what, that but after a while that gets kind of old, and so I think the joke doesn't land anymore. Because the first episode, first season, you could do that. I mean, first season, like, oh my gosh, second season you could kind of pull it off, and we start getting to the third. After a while, you start saying, okay, mature something. Yeah, it gets old pretty fast. So let's start with a lot of the problems I had. Like I said, a lot of things happen out of convenience. Like, okay, take the Deep fight and Starlight. Now, the Deep he's branded as the king of the seven seas. So taking him to the beach and taking him to the ocean would be a bad thing. That's his home turf. That's where he'll shine the most. That's where he'd be the most powerful. So why would Starlight take him there? Because we know, and the fish put out a hit on him, and in the ocean, they're going to kill him as soon as you go in the ocean. Starlight doesn't know that. So the thing is, though, if she wanted to fight him and take him out, she should have took him to the desert. Somewhere where it's dry and hot, that he'd be dehydrated and weaker, and so she could just kill him right then and there. But she took him to the ocean. Doesn't make no sense at all. She took him to a place where he'd be the most powerful. Because why? He had to die. Because they already set up the whole fish thing, so he had to die. So the only reason they can think about getting there, so they had to take him there. So they had to take him there, which is just convenient. It doesn't make no sense, but it is what it is. Okay. Another convenience. Now I said this previously about the last episode. They have been exposing Kimiko to this radiation to evolve her so she can have the same powers as Soldier Boy. Okay. That doesn't make any sense because they don't have the same genetic makeup, and Compound V works different than everybody. So because you get that power doesn't mean you get the same exact power. Some people might have powers kind of similar, like Marie Moreau and also Newman, They both got the bloodbending thing, but that's rare. That doesn't happen that much. So the idea of exposing Kimiko to the same radiation that Soldier Boy is exposed to doesn't mean that you get the same exact powers. It might not happen that way. But they had to do it that way because it's convenience. So now she gets the same powers as him. So does that mean that everybody who has compound V in them gets exposed to that same radiation get the same powers too? I don't know. Sure, I guess I'm. Sister Sage proved that she'd be more used to. I mean, she managed to do something good this time by making Kimiko angry so she could use her powers on her, but it just made her even less important. So who might cares? So, Lordy. And then you have the whole thing going on with okay, but Homelander. Homelander took the V1 and it amped him up and made him even more powerful. And when Butcher saw that, his first instinct was to run away. But the fight here between Butcher and all of them, yeah, he wasn't like winning, but he was holding his own and going toe to toe with him. I thought he was stronger. So was he stronger, or was he? Did that make him? Or he's just immortal now? It ain't up his powers none. It just made him immortal, I guess. So why are we still on the same? Like, how strong is Butcher? I don't understand. I mean, yes, he got the worms inside of him, and he mutated, so it made him like. First, he thought he was dying, but he wasn't dying anymore for convenience. And so because whatever, they didn't really explain why he's not dying anymore. He just said he's not. Why? I don't know. Because I guess the disease mutated to cure him or stabilize him or whatever. Even though the thing said it ends in death, but for some reason he didn't die because convenience. Whatever. I mean, okay. The thing is though, they set things up in here and they don't follow through it because the story they can't do it now because of the story, so they just change it and you just got to go along with it. Don't forget about that part. Forget about the part we say you're gonna die. You keep taking this stuff. It can kill you, and it's like a cancer. And the worm things like it's a byproduct, but it actually does kill you in the end. But whatever. I guess I don't know. Sure. Okay. So. I mean, something I thought was kind of funny. Like you had Bobby in here as the president, and he actually was Bobby. He had the same exact name he has from Supernatural. Bobby Singer is the president, even though Bobby Singer died in Supernatural, but he's somehow the president here because the same people who part of Supernatural did this show. So sure. Why not? That's like a little joke for Supernatural fans. I thought it was funny. Okay. Sure, why not? I forgot he was on the show. The scene as the president. I said, oh, that's right. I forgot he was on there. I forgot he was there. Oh, yeah. This show is, it had a nice, sweet ending. That was nice. Like, they're doing the speech with the funeral. That was a little bit weird, kind of cringy, the dialogue there. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to be funny, but also sincere at the same time. Some of the dialogue is hit or miss when it comes to the jokes, but that's all right. This show is... The thing is, though, this season pretty much told us from the start they didn't know how to end it, and they also ended a little hard. So I wasn't expecting much, because the show already told us, we don't know what we're doing. We tried our best. Things because of circumstances. Hope you like this. This is the best we can do, and that's pretty much what this episode was. This is the best we can do. We try. We couldn't think of nothing better. So this is pretty much it. I know it ain't the best, but I hope you like this. It's somewhat okay, right? that's pretty much this whole episode was. We tried to be good. We was reaching for greatness, and then we realized it was just good. And then we realized it was like, well, it's not really that either. It's just okay. But please like it. Please. Sorry. Here you go. You guys gotta say, fine, I guess. It's something. Oh well, it is what it is. Wow. So I think this whole season a grade, I had to give it a C. It's just sad. Because the thing though, it had some nice moments in there. It just couldn't stick the landing, and it got close to the end. It started to deteriorate pretty fast, and I said, "Oh well, if this thing went on even longer, it probably would have went really bad." So I'm glad it ended where it ended. So the show's over. So that's that. So you did it. You made it to the finish line. You may have lost a leg or two, and you probably lost a leg, and you had to crawl a lot of ways to get there, but you got there. You got there. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode of The Boys. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you thought it was the worst thing you ever seen in life? Whatever. Leave your comments down below. And give my channel a like, hit the thumbs up, shaboop, and subscribe to my channel and share. I would appreciate it. Also check out my shops. I have a TeePublic shop, a Redbubble, and a Teespring. Check out my stuff right here. I got the shirts and socks, everything else there, everything and whatnot. Things that I designed myself. If you see anything like buy some stuff, I would appreciate it. Like I always say, in my dreams of a life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, people.